Boys, Respawn finally did it. They are nerfing my man Seer. Seer has been stupid overpowered, basically ever since he's come out in Season 10. And I am really excited that they're finally doing this. It's honestly well past due. Seer has been needed to be nerfed for so freaking long, and I'm so happy it's finally happening. But I gotta be honest, they're kind of buffing him too. It's really strange, these patch notes are really odd, but let's go ahead and get into this. These changes are coming to Seer in the Dress to Kill collection event, which is coming out later this month, June 20th. And let's go ahead and just get into these patch notes. So starting off with his passive. The biggest thing to note with his passive is the range is being reduced, which is a fantastic change. It's going to be reduced to 50 meters, it was 75. All this means is Seer is not going to be able to detect your position as easily from further distances. 75 meters is really far, 50 meters is still pretty far, but that's a 33% reduction, which is a great change and a great step in the right direction for where Seer realistically should be at. Honestly, if you think of Seer's passive, it's probably the best one in the game. Knowing where enemies are at all times around you is honestly insane. Like Bloodhound, you know, Crypto, like none of the other legends have an ability like that that is always up. Like it's not a tactical, it's a passive, so it needs to be nerfed. Moving on to the tactical, this is always what's been the biggest problem with Seer is his tactical. There's a lot of things going on here, both buffs and nerfs. Let's start with the nerfs. First of all, the range on it is being reduced, no longer 75 meters, it's going to 60 meters, which is a good change. I thought it's weird that they're not making it match the passive. I thought they would have just taken it down to 50 meters to match the passive, but it is what it is. Continuing with the nerfs here, and this is what everyone wanted, all the cancel functions are gone. The heal cancel, the revive cancel, the respawn beacon cancel, all gone. People have wanted that for so long, and I am happy that that is going away. Moving on more with the nerfs, the scan time is being reduced from 8 seconds to 2.5 seconds. However, starting now with the buffs, it is once again going to be a full body scan. It's not just going to be like the highlight, or I think it's like just the health bars right now. It's a full body scan again. Now starting with the buffs, it's going to deploy 30% faster. So this is going to make it much harder to dodge, okay? It's going to come out 30% faster. It is going to slow enemies for 2.5 seconds. I don't know if this is going to be like a caustic gas kind of slow effect or what, but we're going to find that out. So you're going to be slowed for 2.5 seconds. Now here's where it gets stupid again. You are going to be silenced for a full 10 seconds. It was 1.75. Now it's 10 seconds of being totally silenced. I don't know what to think of this. It's a nerf, yes, but if you get hit by this tactical, you are going to be slowed for 2.5 seconds, potentially like you're in caustic gas. You can't use your abilities for a full 10 seconds. You are scanned for 2.5 seconds, and your health bars are shown to the enemies for 2.5 seconds. So I feel like Seer is way less of a scan legend now and more of like an aggressive, like fragging, pushing legend, right? Like if you get hit by a Seer tactical, this new Seer tactical, and the enemy decides, hey, he's hit by my tactical, push him, you're as good as dead unless you have great teammates that have your back. You can't move for 2.5 seconds. You're scanned for 2.5 seconds. They know your health for 2.5 seconds. And you can't use any abilities for 10 seconds. I don't know what to think of this, and I just can't help but think that the developers really don't know what to do with Seer, because he's such an odd legend. Like, he has the best passive in the game. His tactical has been stupid overpowered for a very long time, and he has a solid ultimate. But he's so unique as a legend because he's a recon legend that has the best recon abilities of all. Like, Crypto has great abilities with damaging, with the EMP and taking down traps. Bloodhound has great team support abilities, like being able to scan. Like, Bloodhound's much more of a scanning legend. But Seer with his passive has always been such a problem because he knows where everyone is at all times around him. It's very hard to flank a Seer. It's hard to sneak up on a Seer because they always know where you are because they have just the best passive in the game. And so this nerf, while it is overall a nerf, also sort of feels like a buff, like a soft rework. So we're gonna have to see what this is gonna be like. I still think the tactical is gonna be a nuisance. Like, imagine you get hit by that through like 6 walls thinking you're safe, and you can't use your abilities and now you're slowed. You know, like, you are gonna be so vulnerable when you get hit by that thing, right? Like, Seer is basically just a better Revenant now with that. Like, at least the rev silences take some skill and you can avoid them, right? Like, if Seer decides to throw his 60-meter long tactical through 3 walls and hit you and silence you, there's nothing you can do to stop that. Like, nothing you can do to stop that. So we're gonna see how this is. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's more annoying than his original tactical. We'll have to see June 20th when the new event comes out. Now, let's move on to the ultimate. The ultimate got several nerfs, which I think are awesome. The throw range was reduced from 50 meters to 15 meters. That doesn't sound like a lot, but that's huge. He can't chuck that shit for 50 meters now. Like, I don't think people understand how far he's able to throw that thing, but he can't throw it very far now, which is a fantastic change. He's got to be a lot closer to use that thing now. And now the scanning on it is a little bit different. It's only going to show footsteps, and it's only going to reveal enemies when they've been shooting their guns, which I think is a little odd, but that's a good change. Like, that's a good nerf to that. But that was never really the problem with Seer, was his ultimate. Like, the ultimate was easily countered. A crypto EMP takes it down. You can just find it and shoot it. You can crouch in it and not be seen. That was never really the issue with Seer. The issue with Seer has always been his overpowered passive and tactical. I think especially the tactical, but without his passive, the tactical would be kind of useless, because it is kind of a skill thing. Like, you got to be able to aim it right. But if you don't have the passive of the heartbeats, the tactical is useless. You're never going to hit that unless you like know where someone is. It's the combination of the overpowered passive and the overpowered tactical that have made Seer such a problem for so long. Like, I remember when he came out in season 10, it did like 10 damage, it flashed you, it silenced, it canceled everything, it revealed your health bars, and it did like 8 things. And I remember a guy on YouTube, he's not a YouTuber anymore, he was a big Apex YouTuber, for a long time. His name was Matchin. I loved watching Matchin's channels, but I remember when Seer was coming out, he was reading the patch notes in a video, and he read off all these things, and at the end he was like, and that's a tactical? He's like, man, I thought that was going to be the ultimate ability. And he's like, dude, so he's going to be able to do all this like every, what, 15, 20 seconds? And that's been the problem with Seer, man. Seer is kind of like, he's kind of like the charge rifle of Apex. Like, he just doesn't fit in with the other legends. And I feel like the developers have never really known what to do about him. Like, how do you nerf him without making him totally useless, but making him fair? He's never going to be fair as long as he has his passive. I'll just be honest. Like, no other legend can do that. No other legend can do anything close to that. Seer he's always going to be busted with that passive. I think this is a step in the right direction overall. I think the canceling stuff needed to go a long time ago. It was stupid overpowered. But I gotta say, I feel like we just traded out one annoying thing for another with this passive. I've got to be honest, guys. You know, I'm glad I'm gonna be able to hit my batteries in safety now behind a door, but I also am gonna be really irritated when I can't move for 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, and I'm silenced for 10 seconds, man. That's crazy. And another thing, this almost feels like an indirect nerf to Revenant. I hope they do Revenant's rework soon, because with this update, Seer's going to be way better at silencing than Revenant. I'm just going to be honest. That's just another reason not to play Revenant, is because Seer has a much easier silencing ability. It doesn't last as long, sure, but he can hit it through walls. Like, he could probably hit it like every time because he knows where everyone is because of his passive. Rev, you kind of have to have a line of sight. You have to see them. You have to lob that orb at them, which has an incredible arc to it. Like, hitting people where the Rev silence takes some skill. But this is going to be, like, this is not going to take any skill at all. And I bet competitive pro teams and even better teams, like pre-made teams, if their Seer hits one person, and they can single that person out, that dude that gets hit by that tactical is going to get swung on so freaking hard and probably wiped immediately. We'll see, but I think these are good changes and some questionable changes with the tactical. But overall, I think this is good. Seer definitely needs a nerf. He's been needed to be toned down for quite a long time. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. What do you think of all these Seer changes that are coming up? Are they good? They bad? Not enough? Just let me know why, and please be respectful to everyone else in the comment section. I don't want people arguing or calling each other names. Not about that. And if you guys wouldn't mind, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, as it helps me out tremendously. And please consider trying out Dubby. I partner with Dubby. Dubby is an excellent energy drink, no sugar, no artificial dyes or sweeteners. I personally have used Dubby for a little while and I enjoy it. You guys can save 10% off every order just by using my link below. All orders with my link, of course, help support the channel as well, guys. Please enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of the gameplay, and make sure to let me know what you think of these changes coming to Seer. Take it easy, guys. Have a great day.
Over there. 빨리 가자.